This is the weather forecast video for Saturday, August the 4th, 2012. Taking a look at the satellite image from last evening, we have a few complexes of showers and thunderstorms, one over the upper Midwest, one over the Central Plains, and a couple of clouds scattered amongst the country, especially in the southwest with the monsoon. Watch morning map from a bit before midnight shows several severe thunderstorm watches across the upper Midwest down into Nebraska, several that went through the early morning hours, heat advisories over the central Mississippi Valley and the southern plains. The QBF chart, precipitation over the next 5 days through Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock, showing a lot of the rain over the east and southeast again, and any rainfall that occurs around here will be about a half an inch or less, and mainly today. And with that comes some severe weather, a slight risk of severe weather for today and tonight for about the eastern about third of the state, from about Waukon to Lamoni and areas east of that line. And here's the tornado outlook for today and tonight. Minimal at best, probably could be 0 at this point, not 2%. But the damaging wind outlook, there's an enhanced 30% area from Wisconsin through the eastern parts of Iowa into northern and northeastern Missouri and western Illinois. This is likely going to be the main threat, damaging straight-line winds, with a hail threat that's about minimal to, there could be some damage or some large hail, maybe up to the size of quarters or maybe even $half or maybe larger. Let's take a look at this with the 0Z GFS Model Run. At 1 p.m. this afternoon, the 594 heat ridge over the south, a pretty big trough coming down, a sharp one at that, and that's going to bring a cold front through. Showers, thunderstorms, some of which could be severe, some rainfall of a half an inch or less, maybe upwards of an inch. Any rain is going to be needed because that storm's gone by Sunday. High pressure moves in, temperatures down into the 80s, maybe low 80s. A few locales may not even get out of the upper 70s. Couple degrees warmer here for Monday as the high moves off to the east, winds switch around to the south. 80s across the state, and middle to upper 80s. Warmer to the west, cooler to the east. Tuesday, the GFS is wanting to print some showers around, but the likelihood of this happening is pretty remote, so looks to remain dry here Tuesday. And Wednesday, the shower chances, if any, will be mainly over Minnesota, the Dakotas, Nebraska, and far northwest Iowa. The rest of the state looks to remain dry. And even Thursday, the chances are going to be remote of any activity, 20% or less. Meanwhile, temperatures are back up into the 90s again. This is the first day of State Fair then, and here's day 2 of the State Fair, Friday. Slightly cooler, upper 80s to lower 90s with an isolated shower or storm, but that's pretty remote. And here, a week from today, a deep trough over the east. The ridge is really shunted off to the west at this point, and down at the way bottom of the screen is where they say Ernesto is going to be, moving into Mexico. Some models have it going further into the eastern Gulf, so Ernesto is going to be something we'll have to watch that could affect our weather somehow. A couple days later, on the 17th, the ridge pretty flat across the country, a zonal flow along the U.S.-Canadian border at this point. And with that, a few showers around, but nothing real organized, and it looks to be spotty at best. So nothing much of anything there. At the end of the forecast on the 19th, storm track near the U.S.-Canadian border. A bit of a ridge, not very strong, but it's strong enough that it's going to keep us in the heat and some dry weather, relatively speaking, with maybe a shower or storm around, but with the dry weather persisting, it's likely going to persistently be dry. Thank you for tuning in to the weather forecast video. We'll have another one on Sunday.